All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And today, my good friend Amy Flynn is back with us. And today, we're going to be talking about Are You Golden? And how to make the golden period of the Portal of Divine Rebirth 2020 golden for you. So we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff like we always do, but we're going to talk about new insight and understanding of where you are in the Portal of Divine Rebirth. We're going to talk about or get insight and guidance on weaving your personal gold from the Portal of Divine Rebirth. You will weave your gold during this session today. We're going to do a session-long immersion in the uplifting crystalline rainbow starlight frequencies with divine crystalline activations. We're going to do a guided meditative journey into the heart of the Portal of Divine Rebirth to weave the portal's golden threads into your golden creation. So a lot, of course, Amy works with the collective and the collective works with Amy. So we're going to be, receiving frequencies during the whole call as well, and talking about wonderful stuff, especially about creation, about this portal of divine rebirth, the year of 2020, and, so much more. So for those of you who don't know Amy, Amy's been with us many times. She's a dear friend, and she's been with us, I think, since 2013. She is a source-guided intuitive, a spiritual teacher, an energy transmitter, healer, medical intuitive, a source voice channel, and money Reiki grandmaster. And she's guided by her lifelong, clear, strong connection with source and her powerful abilities to clear, restructure, and balance energy. In a born channeler, accessing her spiritual gifts from birth, Amy is the voice channel for an expression of non-physical source consciousness called the collective, who lovingly transform all they interact with. And Amy and the collective radiate uplifting, joyful energy as they make the esoteric and the profound accessible and fun. And together they quickly shift people into a higher vibration of love and realization. So I'm always, we always have such a wonderful time with Amy and the collective. It's always so joy-filled and high vibration during the whole call. So be ready for that. So Amy, welcome back to the show. Amy.
Okay. I muted myself. All right.
Welcome back.
You.
Yeah, glad you're here.
Thank you. Yes, me too. Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be back. It's always fun to be here with Alara. I love it. And she's right. It's always very high vibration. And the collective love Alara, and they just let it rip. I mean,
yeah,
they just whatever comes out, comes out. I never know exactly what they're going to say. And a lot of times I have no idea what they're going to talk about. So I know the subject, and they basically gave me the words to put in the description.
Yep.
And I don't know what they're going to say about this. I don't know what's going to come out of their mouth. So it's as much an adventure for me. The only thing is you get to hear it. My consciousness goes, way into the background to let the collective come forth. And so I'm not that aware of what's being said. I have to hear about it from others or listen to the replay. It's really interesting. So what I feel, which is interesting, is the energy. I feel the energy of the session, which is always wonderful. So anyway, the collective are going to talk to you about this period of the golden period, they call it, the golden period of the Portal of Divine Rebirth. I'd like to just explain really quickly what the Portal of Divine Rebirth is for people that aren't familiar with it. And the Portal of Divine Rebirth is 2020. So in other words, the year is a portal, 2020. But it's not just a regular portal like you might have on February 2nd, like 2-2, or March 3rd, like 3-3. This is a very powerful, big, high-frequency, multi-dimensional portal of rebirth. The collective call it of divine rebirth. So that is why we, in all ways, you can look through history. You can look at 1919, 1818, 1717. The portals of divine rebirth years happen once every 110 years. And you can look at them, and you can see that there was an awful lot of chaotic energy going on. Sometimes they're similar. 1919 was very, very similar in how that energy expressed to our year now, 2020. We will only live through one portal of divine rebirth, and not everybody will actually live through one. So we're kind of fortunate to be here for this. It's kind of exciting. It is a year of incredibly chaotic energy. And as you all can see, we all can experience this year from the moment it got out of the gate, pretty much, and the moment the collective let us know on January 10th that this year was going to be filled with chaotic energy, the year just kind of went upside down and the chaos just kind of came out of everywhere. So the purpose of the chaotic energy is to take apart the existing structures. Everything that exists is a structure. So energy has come together to create a structure, whether it's an energetic structure that we don't see in form or a form structure that we see in form. So like a table or a chair that we can see in form, and even our own bodies. But everything's made up of energy. It's just varying, you could say varying frequencies of energy. And the collective are really telling me that they want to come through and talk about all this stuff. So I'll kind of wrap up, because they're trying to come through. I could feel it. So anyway, they're here. They're giving me the frog in the throat thing so that I'm not going to be able to talk, so they have to come through. But all right, so the energy in this divine portal year, divine portal of rebirth year, is taking apart what the old, you could say the old structures, so that we can evolve, move up to a higher level of energy expression and form new structures. That's what happens. That's how things evolve. Evolution is form. Things exist in a certain structure, energetic or form, and then everything, the energy just breaks everything apart. It becomes chaotic, and then the energy restructures itself in a new, higher form. And that's actually called the chaos theory. And that's how evolution happens in our energetic universe, in our energetic source world. So everything is energy, and that's how energy evolves. So this is a big year. And this golden period, and the collective are telling me, we want to talk. So maybe I should just let them come through. What do you think, Laura?
Sure, why not? Right, why not?
All right. I'll let them come through, and they can explain to you about the golden period because they know more about it than I do. They're the ones that told me about it. So hold on. Let me let them through. They're already here. They're kind of, I can feel them kind of like knocking energetically. We want to talk. We want to come through. So hang on 1 minute.
Sure. And, you know, I'll be honest, for some of us, it doesn't really feel very golden. Right? It's pretty chaotic and, you know, upside down and all that wonderful stuff. So it's like, I'm not sure what golden means. So let's talk about that.
Okay. All right. Amy did not want to leave. Woo, she's still trying to stay. Okay. All right. We are the collective. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
And we are thrilled to be with you. We have been looking forward to spending time with you. We love coming to speak with you. We're always with you, but you don't necessarily hear us or know that we're there. And so when we speak to you in these little sessions like this, it's just fun because we know you hear us and we know that you can experience our energy. And it is just a delight for us. I mean, it's like being someone who's talking all the time or communicating and no one ever hears you. They just ignore you. That's kind of not really the best thing. And it's, you know, a little bit, we could say frustrating, though we don't exactly experience frustration as you do, but we are much happier when you are actually aware of us and hear us. So what Amy didn't do was Amy did not inform you that we are going to be streaming the beautiful crystalline rainbow starlight frequencies starting now. So hold on while we whip those up and get them all flowing out to you. You should be able to feel the energy shift. Okay. This is a very sweet and loving energy with a lot of joy in it. It is the energy of delight and ease, as we like to call it. And it actually activates your rainbow light body. So just as you are immersed in these frequencies, your rainbow light body is being activated within you. And so you may feel another dimension of yourself. You might not know exactly what it is, but you just might feel like you're bigger or have another dimension added to you. Or it's not added, it's always there, but now you may be aware of it. Okay, So Amy was telling you about this golden period of the Portal of Divine Rebirth. She did explain the Portal of Divine Rebirth very well. So we are happy about that. Now, the golden period is the name that we give to the final 4 months of the Portal of Divine Rebirth. So if the Portal of Divine Rebirth were a journey, which it is, and we were climbing all the way up to the apex through all of this chaotic energy. We were slogging through and climbing the hill. We finally got to the top, and the energy is even more chaotic than ever up here. Now we get to go down the other side. It's an easier journey because it's going down. We can actually maybe even roll down if we want, or coast down, but it's just energetically easier. So these last 4 months are also when the energy of the chaos starts settling into its new form. So it starts coming together in a new way. And you would call that birthing or creating or manifesting something new. It's really that the energy is just coming into its new form. You know, as we speak, we see all these like atoms and little particles that exist in your dimension, on your planet, with moving. We see them. And we see the little erratic movements of each one, and we can see them in their little cubic structures that they always form. They form certain geometric structures. They don't form random structures. There are certain structures that they always show up in. But those structures can be linked together in other ways. And energetically, it looks a certain way, but what it shows up to you as is things coming into fruition. Almost as if this whole year has been a period of going through labor to birth something. And so from now until the end of the year, things are going to begin to be birthed. So it's a very interesting and exciting energy, because who doesn't like to see things being birthed into existence? It's kind of fun. So what it's going to look like, well, that really depends on what the energy is guided through the collective intentional energy of all those on the planet. The energy is not going to do something that the collective thought energy and the collective vibration of all of the people on the planet aren't allowing an opening for. That's just not going to happen. So it is important for you to focus on what you want. It's important for you to focus on your intentions that are for your highest good. It's important not to focus on what you don't want, because you want to let go of what you don't want. You want to birth what you do want with this very powerful energy. So this is an opportunity to, we could say energetically, recreate yourself and your world. So you get to decide what that's going to look like. And so that is a very exciting thing. Think of yourself as an artist with, creating a painting or creating a sculpture. You get to decide what it looks like. Now, even if everybody has been given the assignment to create a sculpture, your sculpture is going to be unique, and it's going to reflect you, your energy, your vibration, and your intention. That is the same with your creations. Now, we also call the creations that you birth during this golden period your personal gold. Now, you want your personal gold to be valuable. You want it to be what you would like. not what you would not like. So you don't want your personal goal to be a lump of coal. You want it to be beautiful, sparkling, radiant gold. So it's important that you become conscious and aware of your vibration and the frequencies that you're holding and your thoughts. Now, it's perfectly normal because you are human beings. You live in a world of duality and you experience all the emotional energies that exist. It's very possible for you to have a bad thought, have many bad thoughts, think bad things about or towards other people, to hold a negative vibration. That's just what happens. You exist in duality. If you're going to be holding a high, positive, loving vibration, you're also going to have right there, right next to it, a negative, lower vibration. It's just which one do you focus on? Which one do you look for? Which one do you welcome into your experience? You have that choice. Now, if you find yourself in a negative vibration and really upset about something or angry and maybe projecting negative energy, low frequencies outward, become aware of it. Be aware of it. This is why awareness is so important. The little bit of time that you do that is not going to affect your manifestation or affect your desired goals. It's going to, but what it will do if you don't catch it and you were totally unaware of it and you go around like that for several weeks to a month, it's going to start to impact and affect what you are birthing. So awareness is key right now. Be aware of how you're feeling in your body, because that's how you can tell what vibration and what energy you're holding and is flowing through your body. If your muscles are tense, if you feel a contractive feeling in your solar plexus, if you notice that your posture may be hunched over and tight, you're holding a contractive, lower vibrational energy. That might show up in a certain type of thoughts. You may have certain thoughts that you think when you feel like that. You may have certain behaviors that you do when you feel like that. Just become aware when you need to just practice looking to see, how am I feeling? How is my body feeling? How is the energy in my body? How are my thoughts? What thoughts are going through my head? What thoughts am I focusing on? What thoughts are the ones that I've chosen to focus on of all of the millions, trillions, whatever, of thoughts that are zooming through my head? And when you become aware of something that you think may be a little low vibration, shift it. Shift it. We're going to show you how to shift it, but it's very, very easy. You shift it by placing your attention elsewhere. We have shared with you many times that in this world of duality, in order for one thing to exist, its opposite has to exist with it. So that means that even your physical body, there is what we would call an antibody. We don't like that word anti, but a non-physical body, your energy body, which is a duplicate of you, but not physical. So for your physical body to exist, the energy body has to exist. For a negative thought to exist or a negative feeling, the positive version of that has to exist. And the positive feeling in your body, negative, low vibration energy, we don't like the word negative so much either. We haven't thought of another one, low vibrational frequencies perhaps. That's a lot longer to say. But it's a low vibrational frequency, and you can feel the tightness in your body. You can feel your body doesn't necessarily feel well. Your energy is not expanded and open. Your body is not taking in and passing through it beautiful high frequency energy. As a matter of fact, it's very closed off. you can feel that. We call that negative, but it's kind of negative is, we don't like that so much. So we'll look for other ways to communicate that. But if your body's feeling that way, the positive, open, high frequency feeling body is right there with it. So we did this little trick. We don't know if you were here when we did it. Some of you may have been. And the trick was, imagine you're standing in the center of a circle. The circle represents the whole of all that is available for you to feel, for you to have the energy. This is the whole thing. It's a complete circle. It's everything, every possible aspect, vibration, frequency. And you're standing there in the middle. And now if you were to stick your arm out straight in front of you, at shoulder height, with your hand straight, like you're using your whole hand to point at something, that would be like you have an arm, like a clock arm. And what you're pointing at is the experience, the frequency, the energy, the everything that you have settled in on. This is where you are focused. And all of your experience is coming in through this little channel. And you're not, especially if you're in a lower vibration and a lower frequency energy, you're not thinking about or aware of other energy on the other side. You're just very focused on how you're feeling or how you're not feeling great. And what we pointed out is that you're not stuck there, and it's not easy to change. If everything has its opposite always with it, there's also, so the opposite, let's say, would be directly in back of you. So if you turned around 180 degrees and stuck your arm out and channeled in that feeling, that energy, those vibrations, those frequencies, they would be the exact opposite of what you were feeling before and experiencing before. But you don't have to be that drastic. You can shift a little, and a little can make a huge improvement. So you got your arm out, and now we're going to pretend that you're like a needle, and you're marking different places on this whole circle, this whole instrument, we'll call it, circular instrument of energy. So you're standing facing a certain way with your arm out. Now we say just take a few steps towards one or the other direction, left or right, in the center of your circle. And you'll notice, for just a teeny movement, your arm swings quite a bit more. And you're now tapping into a completely different frequency, a completely different energy vibration. The feelings that you feel in your body are going to be different. The thoughts that are coming, that you're focusing on, not coming into your head, but the thoughts that you're aware of and that you're focusing on, that are passing through your mind, are going to be different types of thoughts. And it's really no harder than that. And this is a very handy thing to remember. So imagine you're stuck in a funk and you're just not happy, and you know you're in a funk and you don't want to continue to feel this way. You want to shift your vibration to a more positive way. Well, just use this. Use the actual physical movement. Stand up, stick your arms out, and just do a couple of steps, or even just take one foot and slightly turn it, move like so that your feet are moving a teeny bit, but your arm is swinging a great distance and pointing at a place that is far away from the place it had been pointing at before. So it doesn't take a lot of effort on your part to experience a huge difference and shift. So when you actually get up and do this, and do it with the intention that you're going to shift your energy. You're going to shift your energy to a higher vibration, a higher frequency. Your mind is focused on that. Your intention is focused on doing that and having that result. And then when you physically make the movement And then you are facing a new direction, and you pause, and you say, okay, what's this energy feel like? And just close your eyes, still standing there. You can have your arm out or not, and just allow yourself to feel this energy and ask, does it feel better than how I was feeling before, than the energy I was experiencing before? Allow yourself to feel it out. Allow yourself to inspect it. And if you say, yes, this feels a lot better, I like this, or this feels a little better, and I think I'm just going to stay here for now because going any further might seem like I'm forcing something. We don't want you to feel like you're forcing something. So then inquire about how you feel. Inquire, how does my body feel? Are my muscles more relaxed? Is there less tension in my gut feeling? Am I standing straight, or is my gut less contracted? What type of thoughts are going through my head? Do I feel lighter? And these questions just allow you to inspect and learn about the new energy that you are now tuning into. So it's really easy. And that little physical movement, doing that little physical exercise, movement, whatever we want to call it, is a very good and easy way to shift your energy, because you're focusing on doing that thing, standing there in the middle with your arm out, noticing how you feel where you are, noticing what that feels like, really questioning how does it feel in every aspect of my body and my thoughts and my emotions. And then when you shift a little bit and your arm swings a greater degree than your feet move, then you inspect and feel into that energy. How does that feel? Do I feel a shift? Does it feel different? Does this feel better, or does it feel worse? So you might shift, you might turn into worse energy. So in that case, you go, oh, I think I might have swung the wrong way. Let me try swinging this way. So then you go back to your start point and you swing the other way. And this is personal for you. You are the one that's interpreting the energy that your arm is pointing at, and you are the one that interprets the new energy that you're pointing at, and you're the one that interprets swinging in this direction feels better or feels worse, and swinging in that direction feels better or feels worse. It's completely personal. It's a fun little thing to do, and it gives you power. It gives you power over the energy that you're feeling, over your emotions, over your thoughts, over how your body's feeling. Your body can't feel good, and your cells can't be healthy, operating at their optimal state, if you're filled with contractive, lower vibration energy, because it's just contractive, lower vibration energy. It's not conducive to flow. So remember that and use it. Use it. You will also discover your own favored way of doing it. In other words, you might not want to point your whole hand out. You might want to point a finger, or you might want to. Another way to do it is you can draw a circle on a paper with a dot in the middle, and then draw a line out to from the dot to the circle, and that is the pathway that you're tuned to. That is the energy that you're streaming right now, that you're feeling, that's flowing into you and through you. And you can then take your little pencil and move, just another speck, like just move to a point that's only a teeny bit far away from the point where the other line or path originated from the circle, and draw a new line out. So you can do it that way. We personally prefer the whole body method for you to do it, using the whole body. You being the point in the center, your arm being representing the line or the pathway, because it involves all of your senses, it involves your mental focus, and it involves body movement. all of those things take your attention off where the pathway that you were experiencing the energy through and how you were feeling, and free you up so that when you do swing your arm, you can receive now and experience this new energy coming through this new pathway. So we way prefer the physical involvement, but if you're unable to do that just because it's not where you are is not conducive to standing up and sticking your arm out and taking a step or turning yourself slightly, use the paper. But we would suggest using the paper only as a second choice. Using the paper, since it doesn't involve your whole physical body and your thought about moving your physical body and your thought about your physical body in time and space, you will not create as large of an opening. You will not let go completely or so easily of the energy path that you are trying to shift from. So if you keep this in mind, and another way of looking at this is the radio tuner. Now, we personally like, for shifting your energy, we prefer the way we just explained it. The radio tuner is another way of understanding what's happening. But since you really can't physically, a way to do the radio tuner is not as accurate. That's why we don't like it. It's for you to stand up with your arms at your side, or you could put your arm out in front of you, and to just take a step or two in either direction. And understand that where you are, where you're starting with your arm out, you're a radio tuner. You are tuned to a particular group of frequencies, and you are receiving those frequencies. In the exact same way, when you tune a dial of a radio to a particular number that represents frequencies, those are frequencies. That's the, we don't know all the technical terms, but that is the wavelength, or the group of wavelengths that the frequencies that are broadcast by that station travel on, and you receive them. So we can see it's getting a little more complex, because then we have to explain that you tune in to a particular group of frequencies, and that's what you're receiving. And if those frequencies, what you're receiving, it's like if you tune to a radio station and it's awful. Suppose they're playing the worst music that you ever heard, and they have loud, raucous commercials. It's horrible to listen to. It feels really bad. You notice that your body gets all contracted. You notice that your energy is very tight when you listen to it. Are you going to stay there, or are you going to turn the dial and tune into something else? Look for something better. That's exactly what you're doing with your energy. If you could think of yourself as an energy tuner, and you're also a receiver too, but you're a tuner, a sender, and a receiver. For this purpose, to understand this, you are a tuner. So if you could understand that, and you could understand that if things in your life are not showing up the way you want, if you notice that your energy is tight, this is why it's important to be aware of the energy that your body is holding or flowing through it, and to be aware of the thoughts that you're feeling. Are they contractive? Are they expansive? It's not a matter of whether they're good or bad. It's whether the energy feels contractive or expansive. Are they high vibration, high uplifting thoughts? Or do you notice that as these thoughts you're focusing on these particular thoughts, that you're feeling kind of like more, your energy is just kind of like getting more contracted, and it's not very good feeling. That's where you're tuned. Just the same as you can easily change the tuning of a radio tuner, you can change your tuning too. And if this is another way of doing the same thing as with the circle, just you can stand up and you can hold your arm out and you can say, okay, I'm pointing to 99.3. and we apologize to any station at 99.3. We're not saying they're awful, but that vibration, that frequency is not feeling very good to you. And you're not seeing good or desired experiences come to you as you hold this frequency. And so you just decide, well, I'm going to tune into something else. And then close your eyes and imagine yourself just moving on the dial to another spot. And then tune in to what's coming from that station, that tuning. Feel it. See how it feels in your body. See how the thoughts play out. See how you feel overall. Does it feel good? Does it feel the same? Does it feel a little better? Or does it feel a lot better? You have complete choice in where you're going to tune into. Now, it doesn't always seem that way, and that is part of the illusion. The illusion that exists within this planetary expression is one that looks like it's not you, how you're feeling and what's going on is the way that it is, and that's how it is, and something big and physical has to happen, and you have to do something big. You're not aware without being told it and without practicing it. None of that's true. All you have to do is change your energy tuning just slightly, and the whole thing will feel completely different. So we want you to practice it. We personally prefer the circle one because it's easier to hold your arm in a circle. You know, hold your arm out and imagine it's touching the edge of a circle, and to slightly take a step and notice how big your arm swings, and then draw in the energy from that pathway and feel how that feels. We think that's simpler than going through the process of thinking of yourself as a radio tuner and tuning to different frequencies to hear, quote, the music or the talk that's coming from those frequencies. So, all right. So now that we have described all that, we know that you are going to be committed to being aware, and being aware of how you're feeling, and being aware of the energy that you're running through you. It's important because your energy is going to color and influence and be the clay with which your gold, your births from this year of the Portal of Divine Rebirth year are created. So you want to use the best quality clay. You want to use the clay and the paints and the brushes and all that produce the brightest, the best, the most magnificent gold. So it's up to you to become an active participant in this. You don't want to just let this divine Portal of Rebirth year, slide through and come into its conclusion, and all the energy coming into form, and you not having any input as to how the energy around you and even your physical body energy is going to show up. You want to be an active participant. And it's a very powerful time. And being an active participant in that now will yield big results, whereas doing something like this in an ordinary year isn't going to yield as big of a result. That's just the nature of the Portal of Divine Rebirth. So, we hope that we have explained the importance of your being aware. We hope that we have explained the process that the year, well, firstly, the processes that you can use physically, you do it physically to represent the energetic change. And we hope that we've also communicated the energy that is present in this golden period, because this is when the fruits of the year are going to be coming together. This is when they're going to show up. This is when, we don't know another way to say birth, the new things are going to be birthed out of all of the chaotic energy that's been present. And the chaotic energy will remain, but it will also shift and it will begin to settle out. You will notice that some of it will begin to settle out. So we also want you to focus on you and not focus on the world, because your world and your experience of the world is a reflection of or an extension of you. Your inner world, your vibrational world, is how you experience the outer world. So it's kind of almost like a catch-22 if we understand what that means. That we see it, that meaning that if you are holding a vibration that isn't feeling any good and you're having thoughts that aren't really feeling that good, and you're noticing your body's kind of tense and contracted, you're also noticing manifestations are showing up around you and in your existence, your reality life, that aren't really that great, and you wish they would be different. And then you also look at the world and you see that the world, and it's just a mess, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and it doesn't look very good. It doesn't feel very good. It all starts with your vibration. Your vibration is where you're tuned, and that is the station that's playing on all aspects of your experience that you're experiencing. So you have control over the whole thing. As you shift your vibration to somewhere else, and you, of course, are going to want to shift it to somewhere else that feels better, where your body feels, the energy feels more open, where the thoughts running through your head feel better. You're also going to see the world's going to show up for you differently, because you're on a different radio station. You're tuned to a different frequency, and you're receiving down a different path. So you don't need to concern yourself with the world. You don't need to concern yourself with a larger picture. You need to be focused on you, the energy that you're, bringing in, that you're holding, that's streaming down the path. And you need to focus on, if that is not feeling good, you need to focus on shifting that energy for you. That's all. You don't need to shift it for anyone else. You just need to shift it for you. And as you shift it for you, all the other things and all the other people, you'll be receiving differently about all of them, and they will appear shifted too. Kind of interesting. Now, too often, humans like to get involved out there, and they want to do things to fix things or change things. But that's not how it happens. Energetically, that's not where the change takes place. The change takes place within you, and it moves outward. So as you receive energy through the path that you're pointing at in the circle or tuned to on the radio dial, you receive the energy from there. And that is how you're responding. You're responding to that with how you're feeling, what you're thinking, how things are showing up around you. In order to experience something different out there, so to speak, you just need to change your tuning. And as you do that, what happens is you receive a different frequency and set of frequencies. You feel different. Different thoughts are showing up as the dominant ones running through your head. You don't do anything out there. You don't need to really worry about out there or concern yourself with it. Out there will shift as your energy shifts. You only need to concern yourself with the energy that you're tuned to, that you're pointing at in that circle, and that is streaming in through that path. So awareness is key. If you go through your days being oblivious and just going, doing with the things that you always do during your day, human beings are very good at keeping very busy, especially when they don't particularly like the energy that's flowing to them because they don't want to feel it or they don't want to be aware of it. But that doesn't help you. So notice if you do that. We could call that trying to distract yourself from it. There's a bunch of ways that human beings avoid awareness. So we want you to desire and seek awareness. This is where your power lies. Because when you're aware of where you're at, what energy you're drawing in, where you're focused on, where you're pointing at, where you're tuned to, you can shift it. If you're not aware of it, you can't shift it. And also, trying to shift how you're feeling without understanding why you're feeling that way. And it's not because a particular thing happened or a particular person showed up and said a particular thing to you. That's not why. It's because that all happened because of the energy that you're pointing out on the circle or tuned to on the radio dial. That causes the other. So you have to shift the very primary, the root of what's causing everything else, which is your energy tuning. So we hope, we're going to check in with Laura on this, we hope that was not confusing and we presented it in a way that is usable and is doable for you. So Alara, are you there?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. No, very, very useful, very clear, totally makes sense. And it is about, really is about where are we focusing our energy and where is our awareness, right? But, at the same time, like people, have questions.
It's not, we're going to stop you.
Okay.
It's not where you're focusing your energy. It's the vibration and the frequency that you're holding. That's how you, as a human being, tune. You don't have a big knob on you. You tune to a pathway of energy that you receive by the frequency and the vibration that you hold. That's why we say check in with your body. How does it feel? Check every place on your body. Scan your body from your head to your toes. That will tell you the type of frequency that you are holding, which is telling you what you're tuning to. Everything is connected. So does that make sense? That's a difference.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So if you could imagine yourself, seriously, imagine yourself as the center of a dial, a circle, or imagine yourself as that little needle that goes up and down on a radio dial. So even if you're seeing digital numbers on a radio dial, behind those numbers, there is some little thing that's moving and tuning to different frequencies. Those represent the frequency tuning changes. So instead of thinking of yourself, oh, I'm this person and I have these feelings, start thinking of yourself as I am this expressive collection of energy or expressive vessel of energy. And the energy that is within me now, is within my experience, is within myself, is energy that is coming through coming through the path that I'm tuned to me. We hope that kind of makes sense. It's easy for us to explain it and see it. We understand that it's not as easy for you to get a sense of it. You like to think of it as something you already know. And you may know something similar, but that's why we use the radio tuner. That's why we use the visual of you standing in the center of a circle. You know those things. You're familiar with those things. If you let go of it being anything other than those two things that we described, sticking out the arm, the energy coming from there, how does that energy feel? Turning your foot one step to the right or the left, let your arm swing with it, tuning in. How does this energy feel? Inspecting your body. How does it feel? A very good way to check how energy feels is how your body is responding. Your body is very communicative if you know how to hear it. Mm-hmm. It will tell you exactly, or we wouldn't say exactly, but it would tell you a lot of information about the frequencies that you are tapping into, that you are tuning to. Yeah. So that's a good thing. So we'd like to know if everybody feels that they can do this. Is there a way to take a quick yes or no?
Yeah,
most people feel that they can do this?
Yeah, so if you want to just
take questions, and so during the questions, if anyone has a question about how to use this little, we would call it maybe a practice or a little thing. We don't know what else to call it. You could ask them then.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you want to just type in the chat, yes or no, or you can use one of those, like, check mark for yes or something.
Can they raise their hand?
Yeah, I think you can raise your hand, just to meaning that it's a yes,
Right.
So yeah, so people.
Yes. So raise your hand if you find that how we described these techniques. That's a good way of putting it. These techniques for tuning into how you're feeling and the energy that the frequencies that you're tuned to, and shifting your tuning. If you're feeling the way we described it, yes, I can do this. This is easy. I can put that into practice and see what shows up. We want you to raise your hand.
Yeah, so just raise your hand to let us know that yes, you can, that you understand how to do it, and that you can do it, the technique or the process. That'd be awesome. Or you can, if you don't know how to raise your hand, you can type in the chat. Okay, I know some people don't know how to raise their hand, so that's okay.
Oh, is it hard to raise your hand?
I don't think so, but some people may not know. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right.
So people are raising their hand and they're typing in the chat that yes, they do understand, they do get it.
Okay, good.
Because I think it
is.
We
try to be very clear and say things in a couple of different ways so that it goes around the mind, because your mind will sit there and try to figure out what we're saying, and we don't want you to figure it out. It's just there, black and white. It's like this to this to this, and your mind's go, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that means I have to take that, and we got to do that. And what do we know? We got to do that first, and then it complicates everything. So this is why we're checking. So good. Yep. It sounds like we were straightforward enough that everyone got it. Or at least the majority of people got it. So that's a good thing. Okay. So now that you have this way of shifting the energy that you're holding, first becoming aware of it, and then easily shifting the frequencies and the energy that you're tuning into, and therefore running through your body. Then you can focus your intention. You can focus your desire. You can focus your creative power. And your creative power is not what you think it is, so we'll tell you what that is in a moment. But you focus your creative power and energy on something, and you will be holding a high vibration, and the way you're focusing will be a high vibrational way, and you'll tend to focus on, so instead of focusing on, I'd like that person to change, which is coming from a lower vibration, you'll be focusing on, I see this person as radiant, as loving and joyful, a joy to be with. I mean, so there's a difference. You could even feel it probably in the energy as we speak it, that there's a difference in those things. So when you're tuned to a higher frequency and you feel the energy flowing through you and you're more open feeling, it's a good feeling energy. You don't have to be at the highest vibration feeling super vast and filled with this most amazing vibration. That's great, but you're not going to be there all the time. Just what you can be in a more positive vibration. A more positive vibration is going to it's going to attract energy that is like that. And your intention, your thought, and your desire, coupled with that energy, works together to whip up what you call a manifestation. And the energy right now that you're going to be whipping things up with is energy that desires to come into new form more than usual. So in other words, this energy it broke apart. It's in a chaotic state, which means it hasn't come into a new form yet. And this is an opportunity for you to impress upon that energy how or what you'd like it to come into form as. But again, this is all, as we say this is all coming from the energetic point of view. We are using all these things as an analogy for actually what happens. So we don't want your mind to get into action and say, okay, all right, I am going to take this energy. I'm going to focus this energy. It's all over the place, and I'm going to make it into what I want. No, we want that. That is the mind. Creation is not a mind thing. The mind gets to enjoy the creation. The mind gets to observe the creation, but the mind is not what creates. Intention is not a mind thought. It's a vibrational thought. So it's a feeling. So many people make mistakes, as we would call it, with intentions because they form a sentence. A sentence is formed by the mind. It's words. Okay, this is, I attend that, or I am so grateful and happy that. And that's not what creates. What creates is your vibration. So let's say that you wrote the most magnificent sentence. You used all the right words, you phrased it perfectly, but you are tuned into a lower vibrational energy. Your body is tight. You're kind of feeling tense like that, but you're going to intend that things are different. You wrote the best particular sentence that you could possibly do, and nothing's going to happen. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to get just more of what you're feeling manifesting. It's because it's a vibrational intention. So this is why those two practices that we gave you, turning in the circle, tuning to the radio dial, changing your tuning, are so important. So we hope that you're connecting all these things together because they all work together. Mm-hmm. We know sometimes we can go off on a path that seems like it's not going anywhere, but then we will take it and tie it right back to something else, and you'll understand. Oh, okay. So that is how you intend. That is how you focus this very ready energy that wants to come into a new structure. It wants to come into a new form. Now, we also realize that when we say structure, your mind thinks of a physical thing because the word structure is used on your planet to mean a physical thing, a structure. That's not what we mean. We mean a certain energy. We are looking at it. We are trying to find a word. Certain energy configuration. This energy comes into a certain configuration, and that configuration represents in the physical world a certain thing. That configuration also represents within your feeling world a certain thing. So energy expresses across many aspects of your experience. Okay, so what's happening now is the energy is looking for a new home. This portal of divine rebirth year has taken the things that were here, thrown it up in the air. Like if you took a deck of cards and you threw them up in the air, they're all stacked nicely before, they look great, they were standing there, and you just picked them up, threw them in the air. They're no longer stacked nicely. Now in energy, those cards are looking to come back into a new form. So then you pick up the cards, you put them back into a pile, they're going to be in a different order, they're forming something new energetically, and that is basically what you have the opportunity to do within your life. But of course, because you live in a world that is physically expressed. It's energy that's physically expressed and seems solid, real, that you could touch and feel, smell, taste, hear, see. What you do with energy will show up in all of those realms. But you are working with energy. And the energy right now, as this year is now, we're coming through the conclusion of the year, the energy is hungry for a new structure to be put into a new configuration. And that's where you get to influence it. So it is a very exciting time. You want to be aware. You want to be an active participant in this. Because if not, the energy is just going to find a configuration and come together in a way that whomever is exerting the most powerful intentional vibration and is holding the highest frequency wants, that's what's going to show up. But that might not be your experience. And your experience, the energy for you and in your experience is going to come together and in a way that the frequency that you're holding allows. So that's why knowing what frequency you're holding, not like you have to have a name for it, but feeling it and being aware of it and shifting it if you're feeling, well, this doesn't feel so great. Shifting it to something that feels better is so important. So we know we said a lot, and we would love to take some questions now. And after we take some questions, we are going to take you on a beautiful, guided, meditative journey into this realm of energy. We're going to flow into the energy of 2020, this portal of divine rebirth, the energy of chaos. You're going to see it, and you're going to see that, oh, it's really not that terrible. The manifestations, or what you see that energy showing up as, are reflections of the vibrations of the people that are having the energy show up that way. So as you shift the vibration that you hold and the frequencies you're tuned to, things are going to show up completely differently. But we want you to meet this chaotic energy. We want you to see how hungry it is to be guided into a new form, a new configuration, a new structure. We want you to feel that. And we want you to see that the energy is there, wanting and welcoming you to vibrationally inform it what structure it should show up in for you. People think of chaos. Using the word chaos, it's a hard word. It's a chaos. It doesn't feel good. And so people think of chaos as a negative thing, something that doesn't feel good. Well, we're going to see in our guided journey that chaotic energy is not a negative thing. It's actually an opportunity, an unlimited opportunity. And the energy is quite friendly. So with that, let's take some questions. Laura can do her magic and make them come through, and we will answer them.
Awesome. So if you do have a question, you can raise your hand, or you can type your question in the chat.
Oh, there's that hand again.
Yeah. So
what if they don't know how to do that?
Then they can write it in the chat.
Okay.
So there was a question earlier from Angela. Let me see if I can find it, Angela. 1 second. Angela's asking about, sometimes you get the feeling like you're falling behind in this process of growth and living and whatever, and then not being able to catch up.
Okay. All right. Is that her question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was more of a statement than a question.
Yeah. But basically,
okay.
It's like, what do you do when that happens?
Okay. What you're feeling, the feeling of falling behind. What is it? What did you call it? The falling behind in the what?
Process.
In the what?
This process, I'm assuming it means this process of ascension, this process of life at this time.
Okay. Expansion, evolution. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So that feeling of falling behind, of feeling your assessment of the energy that you are holding, that is flowing to you, that you are tuned to, is that I am falling behind. Mm-hmm. Understand that I am falling behind is your mind, assessing, giving a label to, and naming a particular energy that you're holding and feeling. It doesn't mean you're falling behind. It means your mind has decided to interpret this as I am falling behind. That's all it means. So once you distinguish between what the mind has decided to call something and what's actually there, you have some freedom and an opening to shift it. What your mind thinks about anything is not important. Your mind is going to constantly be giving you a label and constantly telling you something means that and something means this. It doesn't. It doesn't. But your mind's going to do that. So if you know that's what your mind's going to do, you can then kind of smile to yourself every time your mind tells you something and say, thank you for sharing. And that's it. And not take it any more seriously. Now, if your mind tells you that you're walking out into the middle of the street and there's a car coming, yes, you should listen to your mind and take some action. But most of the time, the mind is just labeling energy, concluding. It's deciding that this energy and this feeling means this. Not true. Choosing not to allow labels to stick to you is a very valuable thing to do. Labels are limiting, they are confining, and they eliminate possibility. Because if you are sad and you're feeling sad, you can't be feeling happy. Happiness isn't there in sad, but it is. But the label doesn't say that. The label doesn't feel that way. So let go of the labels and experience the energy. So you feel that you're falling behind. Let's stand in the middle of the circle and stick your arm out. What does that energy feel like? What energy is coming in that you're pointing out on that circle? What is it feeling like? Examine your body from head to toe. What does it feel like? How do your joints feel? Are they kind of stiff? How are the muscles feeling? Are they tight? How is the all-important energy in the solar plexus area? Is it tight? How's your posture? Is it kind of crunched? How are the muscles, the big muscles coming from the back of your neck? How are they? Are they tense and knotted up? That's all contractive energy to lower vibrational frequencies. You're bringing in lower vibrational frequencies. And often when you listen to the mind and the mind's decision on what something means, you tend to choose to tune to lower vibrational frequencies. So let's just turn in the circle in either direction or the other, just a little bit, and you'll notice your arm swings quite a bit as you just move your feet a slight bit. And now, close your eyes. Feel the energy coming in through that pathway that you're pointing at. How does it feel? How does your body feel? How's the solar plexus? Is it less contracted? Does it feel even wide open? Does it feel a little open? How's the energy in the muscles? How are they less tight? How's your posture? Are you standing up straighter? How's any aches or pains you're feeling? Do they feel less or even gone? So check in that way and see. And now if that energy feels better, now look to see, again, looking at the energy that's flowing into you when you point or tune to this particular spot on the circle or the radio dial, whichever one is best for you to use. Look at that energy. So as you feel what that energy feels like, if it feels better, choose it. I choose this tuning. This is where I'm going to stay tuned. I see now that by tuning here, I'm going to feel a whole bunch better. My energy feels better. When your energy is feeling better, you're flowing a higher frequency energy into and through your body. And you're also beaming out a higher frequency energy. So your experiences are going to show up as higher frequency experiences. So that, quote, falling behind that the mind said will not show up as falling behind anymore. All of a sudden, like, wow, I got this. Look at that. Wow, and you're going to be wowed. Now, one thing we forgot to mention, and we'll bring it up real quick now. This doesn't have to do in particular with this particular question, but overall. We forgot to mention the all-important creative force in everything. All of source, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, all that is, there's one creative force, love. It's not love the way you think of love. It doesn't mean, oh, mushy, mushy. It doesn't mean hug and kissy. It doesn't mean, oh, I love you. No, love is not a verb. Love is an energy force. And love is the force that everything is created with and from, out of. Now, an easy way to see this is when you are desiring to create something new, you're focusing on that thing. You're thinking about it. You're holding the energy of it and the feeling of it. In other words, you're loving it. You might even have a picture of it. You look at the picture. You gaze at the picture. You feel good when you look at the picture. Well, doesn't that sound an awful lot like the energy of love? You are loving it. And then when the thing begins to calm into your experience, your physical experience, you're excited and you are just wanting to hug it and kiss it if it's a physical thing. If it's a circumstance, pretty much the same thing. It's just harder to hug and kiss. That's love. It is the energy of love. You are loving something into being. You are loving something into form. You are loving something into its new structure. So, feeling and holding the vibration of love, and remember, this is not the I love you, and it's not love focused on a particular person or thing. It is love as it's a very high frequency. Of course, if it's the creative frequency in all that is, it has to be a very high frequency. And it is so expansive, it's beyond the mind's ability to comprehend how expansive it is. It holds everything. This force of love holds the energy of, the possibility of everything that has ever been and ever will be. That's a pretty big energy. And when you hold that energy, you are holding the power of creation. Now, before you ask, how do I get to that? I mean, I can feel this loving feeling, and I can feel love for people. I can feel love for the planet, and I can feel love for nature. I can feel love for my body. But how do I get to this feeling and this energy that you're talking about? Well, we figured that you might ask that, and we took care of that. If you look at our offer, the special offer that we had Amy put together, now we did tell her what to put in there. She has to type it. We do not have fingers. We have to use hers, but she's better typing than we are. And she put in the offer amazing things that bring you right into this experience and vibration of the creative force in all that is, this love. So, and not only does it do that, it does that in, we think it's 3 or 4 different ways. So if one way is not really powerfully expanding your experience of this creative force, we promise that there's another way that will. and they also build upon one another. It's really great. We will explain about this offer later, but we want to go back to the questions. We just want you to know that willing yourself into this experience of this expanded energy doesn't work. As a matter of fact, human beings that have had the experience of this very profound, expansive, high frequency, this creative force, love force, usually aren't asking or looking to experience it. It just happens. So you can't force it. We just want you to know that. But we did want you to understand that love, this creative force, love force, is a powerful energy that you focus. You might not even know you're doing it when you are bringing things, you are creating things, bringing things into manifestation, into form, into your dimensional experience. So it's pretty cool. You're pretty powerful. Only very powerful beings get to use love. So we want you to know that. Okay, now, back to other questions. We apologize for going on the tangent, but we did want to just put that out there for you so you could think about that, because that's another thing that you're going to get a sense of in our guided meditative journey. So go ahead. What other questions are there?
So Tom has a question about the process, actually. He says, when you turn and point your hand, are you first intending the new, better type of energy you want to tune into, receive, in order to get to the better energy? Which I think you might have answered.
What did you say? You think we might have answered it?
Yeah, I think you might have answered that when you were talking earlier, but I thought I would ask it anyways.
Well, it's okay. No, you're not intending anything. You're intending, the way you're speaking of intending is your thought intention. No, this is not a thinking process. It's a doing process. That's why we wanted you to get up physically and actually do it, because we want to take the thinking out of it. So you're standing there. You're at a particular place in the circle. Just pick it. You're just going to, and don't try to figure out if you're pointing at the right place in the circle. Just stand up, stick your arm out, point there, and that is where you are now. That's the energy you're drawing in. And then you just to feel that. What does it feel like? You pretty much know what it feels like, because if it's not an optimal energy and not high vibrational energy, it doesn't feel very good. But examine it more. Really look at it. Get into it. Examine it. You're not going to be amplifying it. You're being a dial now, a tuner. You're just a tuner. Tuners don't think. So you're just a tuner. You're feeling what's coming in here. Okay. All right. Don't like that. This is not feeling great. Let's switch to something else. You don't even have to say, let's switch to something better. Just let's switch to something else. Let's choose differently. So you just take a step, swing your arm, and see, okay, how does this feel? Close your eyes, feel the energy coming in, see how it feels, feel how your body feels. That's all you're doing. Leave the mind out of it. We promise you, the more you bring your mind in, the more you're going to sabotage the whole process. The more you're going to sabotage yourself. It's a very basic thing. You're a tuner, you're a receiver. You're just going to be that. Doesn't take any thought. You're always being that. You're just not aware of it. This is making you aware of it and having you choose your tuning consciously by turning your body, not by your thought. So if you turn one way, and your arm moves to a particular place, a new place on the circle, and you check it all out. How's it feel in my body? How's my muscles feel? How's my body feel? How just overall do I feel? Do I feel more open and expansive? Do I feel more contracted? Do I feel better? Do I feel worse? Kind of like those eye tests where they put the things in front of you. Better, worse, better, worse, better, like that. It's just an objective checking it, an objective feeling, objective, how does it feel? Be objective. This is not a subjective thing, it's objective. Okay, this doesn't really feel any different than where I was. Or maybe it feels worse. or maybe it feels slightly better. Okay, this feels slightly better. I like this. This feels good. All right, let me stay here for a moment. Let me stay here for a little bit. Or do I want to see if I can even feel better? It's all your decision. It's the same. The reason why we talk about the radio tuner is when you're tuning to something on the radio and you turn it on and it's tuned to something that you just don't like at all, does not feel good. You tune to something else. And if is this better? Do I like this better? How is this? And you listen for a couple of minutes, well, not minutes, but seconds. No, I don't really like this either. You tune to something else. It's that type of process, nothing more. We don't want you to complicate it because that's the mind doing that. No, this is not a mental process. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, it's experiential.
Yes. That's the word. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Cool. So
and remember, we're having you do the physical thing because we want to get out of the mind. Moving your body physically with awareness gets you out of the mind. So just remember that and just do it.
Mm-hmm. So can we just take one more question? I think there's a question here.
We could take two more questions. We will try to do shorter answers. Oh, that's and okay. We also, right now, before we take another question, we are going to transmit some, we got the tongue tangled. That doesn't normally happen, but that was fun. Okay, so we are going to transmit to you some magnificent frequencies. These are activated frequencies that are going to shift your energy. Now, this is not the same as shifting when you're standing in the circle and you're consciously moving. This is going to just be a shift, like you're just going to go, whoosh, and you'll notice it feels different. So we're going to send you these energies now and do this frequency shifting, and then you'll just look and see, where am I at now? How's this feel? Does it feel different? That's it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Okay. It was very fast. Mm-hmm. Didn't even have to think about it, did you? Okay. You probably were wondering if you were going to feel something. You might have felt something. You might not have felt something. But look and see how you feel now. How's your body feel? How do you feel? Do you feel different? Do you feel better? Do you feel worse?
Yeah, I feel tingles all down my back, actually, what I'm perceiving right now.
The tingles and manifestation like that, the physical sensations, is your body adjusting to this new frequency. It's like trying to squeeze into a new outfit or something. It's just a little, we're not used to, it's not like feeling like the well-worn one. It's different. So you're feeling these sensations as you get used to the frequency. Interesting, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll do that some more too. So go ahead.
Yeah. So there's a question from Caroline about about losing your mind or losing track of time. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Okay. Well, unfortunately, losing your mind is something that, as a human being manifested in the dimensional, physical, and energetic realms that you are, you're not going to do. You might go on vacation for a while, and we do recommend telling it thank you for sharing when it starts yakking at you and trying to tell you how things are. So we want you, the energetic being that you are, to just say thank you for sharing in an appreciative way, not in a nasty way. What you'll find is when you do that, the mind is so surprised by your appreciation of it that it is quiet and it goes on a little vacation. You may have to say it a couple of times, but the mind will get it. You can even tell the mind, I got this. You can take a vacation. Take a break. Thank you. I got this. And see what happens. So be playful with the mind, and the mind will lighten up. So losing your mind, what happens when you at that sensation Well, actually, we want to say the meaning of losing your mind on your planet and in your species means several different things. So what we're going to refer to is the sense of, all of a sudden, your mind is not present, that you've stepped out of that yakking mind and it's quiet. That is a different type of energy, and it's a different type of sensation because you're used to that thing yakking at you all the time. So that's what we consider losing your mind. And that's a very, very wonderful experience. So that's why we recommend letting the mind know that it's doing a great job and you appreciate it sharing, but you can take a little break right now. It deserves it. And you'll see that the mind will be a little surprised, but it will quiet up, down. Each person will have a different response. Their mind will respond to it differently, so play with it. And what was the other aspect of the stepping out of time and space, the sense of that?
Yeah, losing track of time.
Say that again, talk of time?
Losing track of time.
Oh, losing track, okay. That losing track of time is because you have stepped outside of the normal mental energy that you exist in. And it's the mind that creates time. The concept of time that you think of as time is mind created. Some human being discovered many years ago that the sun moved across the sky. Well, if they didn't understand it as moving across the sky, we don't know how they understood it. But they decided that that means that when the shadow is over here, we can do this, and when the shadow's over here, we can do that. When the shadow's over here, we're almost going to have no more shadow because it's going to get dark. So the origins of time, as we experience it, or you experience it now, are totally man-created. Linear time is made up. Linear time is a concept. It's a concept that allows you to function in concert with all the other beings on your planet. You can set a particular time for something. Oh, I'll meet you at 3 o'clock. Oh, let's do this at 2 o'clock. Well, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to work and be there by 8:30. So the concept of time allows a structure that you can live within, and everyone understands the same structure and lives within the same structure. That eliminates chaos in your just daily movements. So going into a period where you have no concept of time, and all of a sudden you look at the clock, you go, oh, 3 hours have gone by. I just was here writing this thing, and it's like 3 hours later, what happened? Perfectly normal. What happened was you were so immersed in your creation, in your being and creating, that you just stepped outside of that concept of time. And so for you, it felt like 15 minutes, maybe. Sometimes maybe it felt like a minute or two. But the clock, that old clock there, says something totally different. During the time of immersion in powerful creative energies, that's when it usually happens. It can also happen when you are meditating and you step out of the ordinary pace of the world. You might sit down to meditate for 10 minutes and get up an hour and a half later and go, what happened? It didn't feel like that. What's important is how it feels to you. Now, of course, if you have commitments within this normal agreed to structure of linear time on your planet, then you have to make sure that there's something that will snap you back out of your stepping out of time experience to meet your whatever agreed to commitment. So that's how alarm clocks got created. So when you sleep, you step out of time. There's no linear time when you sleep. We're sure that everybody that's listening to this now and will listen to it later has experienced going to sleep at a certain time, waking up 5 hours later, 4 hours later, because you have got to go to the bathroom or get water or something like that. And it feels like it was just like a couple of hours, and you look at, oh my God, it was 6 hours. I was slept for 6 hours. It should, wow. It's because time doesn't exist. You are not in that concept of time. The concept of time is a tool. It's a tool that human beings use to describe where they are at a certain point in an agreed to incremental thing. So actually, when you step out of time, you usually are in a very high frequency because you've risen above this concept. So enjoy it. Okay, so we went long on that. We were trying to do shorter answers. We'll try again.
That's all right. So I was wondering, do you want to do the meditation now, or do you want to talk about the special offer first?
Well, first we want to ask if there's any other questions that will come in.
So if there's any other last minute questions, anybody have any questions? Anything else you'd like to ask Amy and the collective?
They could call in on the phone. They could write a thing in the chat. Having no questions is actually a very, very good thing. Mm-hmm. It means people are sitting in a very nice frequency where they feel good, where they feel they have a sense of understanding of where they're at and how to get to or how to experience what they would prefer and how to create. So this is a very good thing. Normally there's a lot of questions, but this is very good that there's no questions. It means to us that we did a good job explaining things and sharing things. So we are very happy. We are making the face smile. We are very happy.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, usually there's a few, like, you know, the 3D type of questions, right? And this time there are not. Yeah.
Right. And they're not there. So this is wonderful. Yeah. Very wonderful. Okay. So yes, let us explain our special offer now. And the reason being is that everyone is going to be feeling so expanded and so good afterward. They're not going to really want to listen to some, you know, description or explanation of something. They're just going to want to enjoy how they're feeling. So
exactly.
Okay. All
right. So for those of you who are on the live page, you can just click on special offer. And those of you who are not, you can go to alara.at/show/Amy9. So that's awesome. All right. So Amy or the collective.
It's the show, Alara/show, then /Amy or something.
alara.at/show/Amy9.
Oh, Amy9. Oh, that's a good number. 9. That is the highest vibrational number. This is a good one. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay. Now, this offer is called Becoming Golden, Weaving Your Golden Dreams into Reality. So this is really nice. So everything that is in this offer is with the intention, is here as a tool, a vibrational tool, to bring you into this expansive, creative energy. There are a lot of guided meditative journeys in this package. And the purpose of them, like the one we're going to do, is to create a vibrational experience for you and to create a cellular memory, a memory right down to the cellular level of that experience. When you have a memory of something, you can bring it back. You can bring it back into your experience again because you have a memory of it. If you don't have a memory of something, you don't have a sense of something, it's much harder to bring it into your experience. But having that cellular memory, you will know exactly what you're going for. And of course, you can use all of the guided meditative journeys in this offer to support you in getting there. So any one of them will support you. Okay, so the first thing in our beautiful package is that we didn't make the page for. We have to be honest. Amy made the page for it. Okay, it's the Crystalline Grid Living Love Connection. This is a gorgeous meditative journey to connect yourself with the living light grid, the crystalline grid that surrounds the earth. This grid links you to every other aspect of consciousness on the planet. Every other human, every other animal, every other plant, every other molecule of water, molecule of air, every atomic thing in the atomic chart, whatever you call those things, and everything. You're connected to everything, and the energy flows from you to them and from them to you. So you're tapped into an amazing source of creative energy here. So what we say here is know yourself as living love in this beautiful meditation with the collective. Remember what we said about the creative force is love force. So as you know yourself as living love is a living energy, a living force. So when you know yourself as that, you know this is what I am. It's not something that I feel, something that I do. It is what I am. And that becomes your cellular memory. It's very powerful. And we have a little quote. We want to read it to you. And it says, you are now standing on the threshold of a new way of being. You are being, living love. You are becoming fully conscious of being source expressed into form with the full knowledge of your divinity while creating in the world of form. It is a very exciting time for Earth and her inhabitants. So we'll just leave that as that. You heard it, however you hear it. And that is the first guided meditative journey. And it is a connection. We call it a connection process. Because you are guided to connect with the grid, and then you experience the grid and the energy. It's a gorgeous, wonderful experience. Very powerful. Now, we have two guided meditative journeys deep into love source force, the heart of all creative power. So, here we go. All you do is you put them on, you relax, you follow the guidance. You will be taken into a very deeply relaxed, altered state. What this does is eliminates the resistance of the mind. The mind relaxes, and you will be guided into and through this journey. You will become, again, this amazing energy. You are be guided into the center of what you are as a creative force of love. And you will, as this force, in this experience, you will experience all of the powerful, infinite, and unlimited creative you. Very powerful. Very powerful. All you need to do is lie down, put it on, let yourself be guided, go deep into your relaxed state, have the experience, and you will have a new memory, cellular memory of this experience just as real as any experience that you have in the physical world. Very, very powerful. Okay, the next meditation is journey deep into the creative source love force. So source being all that is, love force, that you are in this beautiful divine love meditation. So again, we're going to the same place, but this is going in through a different doorway, a different path. And it may feel a little different than the other, but it may feel exactly the same. You're going to the same place. All roads lead to the same center. And that center is you. And that center is love force. We like to call it love force. We understand that in human speak, force means a pushy thing, a force. That's not what we mean. We mean like in Star Wars force, like a creative thing, a powerful thing. At least we think it is in Star Wars. We did not watch Star Wars. Amy watched Star Wars, but we're not all that familiar with it. So we could be misusing it. So we will add that little, add on to our comment. And this is a gorgeous, beautiful, expansive, direct experience of this unlimited creative force that is all that is, that creates everything, has created all that has ever been and all that will ever be. And this is what you are, and you get to experience this. It's very, very, very powerful. All right. You will be feeling like wow after these. We don't recommend that you do them before you have to drive somewhere. We recommend that you do them when you have time to just relax and experience just the energy, the feeling afterwards, and not do anything, no heavy physical work, no working out, no driving somewhere. Just allow yourself to absorb the experience. Allow yourself to have this experience imprinted on your cells and in your cellular memory. Now, the next one is a fun one, because we talk about this being a beautiful, powerful, divine portal of rebirth year. This is a guided multidimensional portal journey that we take you on. And this is traveling on a magical multidimensional journey into and through an interdimensional creation portal. So again, it's all about creation. We're creating, and that's so important, that this golden period of this portal of divine rebirth. And it is a beautifully wonderful, relaxing, and restorative meditation. And you are again being taken into this very expansive, creative energy. And within the portal, guess what's there? Love force. It is the most awesome experience, the most awesome energy to feel. Now, in this beautiful guided meditation, you are going to experience a dissolution of linear time. Very, very cool. Just like the question that we answered before. It's a good thing to experience that because it's a man-made concept. And when you live so rigidly by this man-made concept, time becomes something that is real, linear time, and you forget that someone just decided that this is going to be how it is. So this reminds you, stepping out of linear time and noticing that you're still there is a very powerful thing. And you get to play with and experience the amazing portal beings. They are very, very loving, naturally, and helpful. And they are there to guide and support you. So you will experience an amazingly quiet mind and powerful stillness within this portal. Portals are stepping out of the normal dimensional noise, dimensional structure that you normally exist in, into another world. So it's a very powerful experience and beautiful. All right, now one of our very favorites, we have to have this in every single offer, the Collective Instant Joy process. It's upliftment and joy in an instant. So we recommend you do this frequently. You just put it on and you do it. The good thing is it's a relatively simple process that you are guided through. You can learn it. And you won't need to then have to listen to the meditation. You will be able to just say, okay, I'm going to do the instant joy process. Close your eyes, go through it, feel it, and embody and incorporate the new energy and the shift, and that's it. And you will be feeling like this radiant bubble of joy, sparkling and dazzling, going out into your day. Or after a particularly heavy day, it's a great way to shift. It kind of like when you put the instant joy process on and you go through the creating and expanding of this joy within you, all of that negativity that's stuck to you throughout the day just kind of shakes off. You're like a dog shaking off water because it can't stick to that very high joyful vibration. The vibration of joy, profound joy, is the same vibration as creative love force. So it's another way to get to this very, very high vibration. So you can see that we kind of have a motive here. we have a motive, ulterior motive of getting you to this love force vibration. Even if you resist it, you're going to get there. All right. Now we have something that is fun for you. These are little energetic, we could call them resetters and then reminders. They are light encoded divine crystalline activations. There are special ones for this year, 2020. And what they are, you in each one, they're relatively short. Some may be 8 minutes, some may be 12 minutes or 14 minutes, but that's about the longest. And they're subject related. And you can see on the page that they have particular subjects and topics that they focus on. And you are guided into a beautiful, relaxed state. And so that feels good, just that. And then these beautiful, activated, light-encoded frequencies are streamed to you. Just beautiful. And they're infused into you. It's kind of like you get an energetic tuning to the frequency. And then it's done. So very, very nice. They're very, very nice. And they're effective too. Simple is good. All right. Now, as part of the offer, you also get to be in the October 30th Galactic Light Stream MMRT session. Now, MMRT, the first MMRT was in 2010. And then it was a multidimensional money Reiki session. Now, they have turned into transformational energetic sessions. They are multidimensional transformation energetic sessions. They upgrade you. They activate your light bodies. They do all light bodies, plural, because there are more than one. You have about 5 to 8. It depends on the level of energy that you're vibrating at, which ones you have are accessible to you. And actually, there are even more at the very high vibrations and dimensions, we would say, but we're not going to even go there because you are where you're at. And so when you get to the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 15th vibration or dimension, we always confuse them, you have more light bodies to look forward to. So anyway, this is a special light upgrades, light codes, and activations. And this session is channeling and transmitting light from light codes and upgrades from Orion and Taurus. They're upgrading and increasing the amount of light held in the DNA and the cells. So that's the light in your body. Starting at the very basic structures, the light in your body is being increased. Very high vibrations hold more light. Holding more light means you are at a very high vibration. So it all works together. We're still back in the high frequency, high vibration. Okay, and this comes with a special bonus session. So you're not only getting one multidimensional energy session, this is a group session. Very, very powerful because the energy of everybody amplifies the energy. So the energy of the group amplifies the energy of the session. There's a special bonus session, and this is the new moon energy booster session on the new moon on October 16th. So this is great. This is exciting because it's not that common that the bonus, the booster session, will fall on the new moon. The new moon may be at a time when it's not right to do the booster. So right now, in this month of October, which starts tomorrow, we have the opportunity to do this, and it's very powerful. And it is going to add magnificent energy and light to your new moon intention activations. And we hope now, after our talk, that you look at intentions in a different way than that mind-forming thing. Okay, these are super powerful and life-changing sessions. MMRT now stands for Multidimensional Money, Reiki, and Transformation. Now, we could have had Amy change the name completely to a whole bunch of different letters, but she kind of really liked the MMR part because it was getting known. No one ever calls it Multidimensional Money, Reiki, and Transformation Session. It's referred to as an MMRT session. So she likes that. People know it. So that's what it is. But the transformation and the upgrading part of it is probably the biggest part. There are definitely wealth activations and wealth upgrades in here. So we want you to know that the money Reiki part has not been forgotten. It's there. But the most powerful experience is the upgrades and the transformational experience. This is what Amy sees in the email she receives. Okay. So in this session, you'll be aligned with the most powerful upgraded energy accessible on the planet. And there's more that you can read about that, a lot more, about more details. Now, the next thing that's in here, we're not done. This is an amazing package. 1 month, 30 days of the magnificent, uplifting, always joyous, beautiful, crystalline rainbow starlight frequencies. These are the frequencies that have been flowing throughout this call. So if you've been feeling really good, that's what you've been experiencing. They make you feel good. They're very uplifting. And they are flowing 24/7. You get to customize the flow. So if you don't want them flowing 24/7, you will be told how to adjust and customize them. And they are like an energy shower of detoxifying and clearing energy, as well as upgrading and expanding energy. And your pets are always included. And these beautiful, magnificent rainbow frequencies also clear and raise the energy of your environment, meaning your home. So if your home was feeling kind of negative, if you feel like there's kind of like heavy energy in your home, maybe in a particular place, the rainbow frequencies will fill your space, and that energy will become incompatible with the rainbow frequencies that are there, and that will leave. It will leave. So you can go ahead and you can read again on the page. There's a lot describing these rainbow frequencies, and you can read that. And we recommend that you do. Learn about the frequencies that you've been experiencing. They're really beautiful. Okay, so all the things that we told you about, all of them, all the meditations, the guided journeys, the portal meditation, the instant love, instant love. That's interesting. That was like what you would call a Freudian slip. We said instant love for the instant joy, because they're the same. It's very interesting. Okay, so instant joy process, meditation, and then the MMRT and the bonus session and the 30 days of rainbow frequencies. All of that is package A. We call that package A. Now there's a package B. Package B includes a beautiful, powerful 30-minute personal energy surgery and frequency sequencing session with Amy. In this session, you are brought into a special etheric surgery chamber, and Amy and 3 light beings, and sometimes another very high dimensional being comes to support and supervise, actually do energy surgery on your energy body. She infuses all of your body with divine light, rejuvenates organs, resets joints, replaces joints, rejuvenates them. So, what happens in these energy surgeries is phenomenal. It's a 30-minute session, and everything that's done in your energy body shows up in your physical body. So you don't have to go through any physical surgery to have rejuvenated knees. They can be done in an energy surgery. Amy has worked on backs. She's worked on all sorts of things. And as whatever, you will decide the areas that you want the session to focus on. 2 primary areas. They will focus on much more, but she wants you to choose 2 primary areas. And then the session will be scheduled. So that's that. And that's our offer, and Amy's offer. And we hope that you go to the page if you're on it already. Spend some time reading it. Spend some time with the energy on the page, because there's very beautiful energy on the page. You'll feel good as you read this. You will notice that it just feels good to just even be on the page and look at it. So go ahead and make time to do that, but not now, because we're going to do our guided meditative journey. We are going to do our best to limit the guided meditative journey to close to not more than 20 minutes, because we know that this session is already long in your human time. In our time, it's a blink, a flash. But in your time, it's longer. So we will let Alara, we don't know if she has to do anything for that. Do you have to set something up or do anything?
Nope, I don't have to do anything.
Okay. All right, so that is good. Okay, she doesn't have to do anything. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we want you to do, everybody that's listening, and everybody who will listen in the future, you will be listening in the now when you listen in the future, we want you to get into a very comfortable position. So move your body into a position where you feel no stress in your body, in your muscles. It's comfortable, and it can just relax. Usually that's a really comfortable sitting or a comfortable lying down. So just do that. And if you think that you're in a comfortable position already, we would recommend that you just shift and wiggle your body a little and just make sure, because if you've been sitting in a position for quite a while, your body might want to just shift a slight bit. Okay, so we feel everybody's comfortable. That's good. And now we're going to begin the relaxation. All right, so we want you to imagine a giant, gorgeous, white, geometric structure. Beautiful. Kind of shaped like a dodecahedron, but with many, many light beams crossing throughout the inside of it. Made of divine, beautiful, crystalline white light above your head. Now we're going to have you breathe in the energy of this structure. You're going to breathe in this divine white crystalline light in through your crown and allow it to flow down, 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 all the way down to your lower abdominal area. And then you're going to allow it to swirl gently in that area. Now we want you to breathe up through your front channel, which comes out your mouth, and exhale gently, leaving all of the light in your body. Again, breathe in through the top of your head, through your crown, this beautiful, divine, crystalline white light, and allow it to just flow down slowly all the way to your lower abdominal area, where it, again, fills in this lower abdominal area and swirls ever so slowly. And again, breathe up the front channel and out the mouth, leaving all of the light in the body. Again, breathe in this beautiful divine light. Allow it to flow in ever so slowly, flowing down, down, down. Now flowing down your arms and feeling your arms and your hands and fingers on its way down. And it flows down, feeling every organ in your trunk, every organ filled with this divine crystalline light glowing brightly. And the energy comes down to the lower abdominal area, joins the rest of the light, and swirls ever so slowly, slightly flowing in this area. And now the light spills out and overflows, and it flows down your legs. This magnificent crystalline light flowing down your legs, relaxing every muscle as it flows over it so nice and slow, all the way down to your ankles, all the way into your feet and your toes, filling up every aspect and every cell in your legs and feet. Now we're going to amplify the light within the body by breathing in from this gorgeous structure some more divine white crystalline light through the crown, and allow it to flow down, down, down into filling your head, filling your eyes, eyes, your ears, your jaw, your brain, feeling everything down into your trunk and down your arms, brightening up the arms so they're radiant and glowing. Down, feeling every organ, all the muscles in your trunk, and abdominal area. Intestines are glowing, beautiful white. And allow the energy to collect in that beautiful lower abdominal area where it just swirls ever so gently and slowly. And allow it once again to spill over and flow down your legs, all the way down, 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 relaxing every muscle. Deeply soothing and filling every cell with light. Now we want to take your awareness, and we want you to bring your awareness down into your solar plexus area. So feel your conscious awareness just falling down, flowing down your body until it reaches the solar plexus area. And it collects there with a brilliant gathering of divine white crystalline light. You are aware and conscious within this solar plexus with all of this gorgeous light. Now we're going to beam outward. Feel yourself beaming a gorgeous big beam of divine crystalline light, beaming out from your solar plexus, just moving outward slowly, slowly, slowly. It doesn't zoom out. It's just a very conscious movement outward. And it's extending outward, outward, away from you, creating a magnificent beam of light coming from your solar plexus and extending out, outward through the world, outward, off the planet, into space, outward into where there is no planet, outward into where what exists is a magnificent field of divine, crystalline white light. And as your awareness follows this beam of light into this magnificent field, you notice that the field is filled with life. You notice that the field is filled with consciousness, not life in form, but consciousness. It is active. It is aware. These little sparks of this light, this energy, pop up and sparkle, and they rise out of the field of light and then fall back or blend back into the field of light. That was a life. That may have been the life of a star, may have been the life of a solar system, or a planet, or even a person. And you notice that these sparks of light are popping out everywhere. It's just a very active field of consciousness, this divine white light field. And as you be in this field, as you admire the splendor of it, it's just the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen. You couldn't imagine something so gorgeous. It's this brilliant white light, brighter than you've ever imagined light could be. And it is extending in all directions everywhere. And here you are in the middle of it. You rode that beam of light coming from you, your solar plexus, right in to the center of this field. But then you realize there's no center because it's extending in all directions everywhere, in every direction, and it's continuing up, down, all directions, all around, and it's continuing to expand. So anywhere that you are is just another place within the field. And after you get past the magnificence of this light and this energy. You notice how it's feeling, how you're feeling. You are feeling like you are getting the most awesome hug that you could never even imagine existed. It's like a hug light years beyond any hug that you could have ever experienced. And you feel this, and you feel this energy coming from this field of light into and through you, and it feels like it is loving you. You feel like every cell in your being is leaping with joy and radiance and is just so blissed out and amazed. And you feel this energy, and it feels to you like this incredible, awesome. There are no words to describe it because you've never felt this before. So you didn't invent a word. And it is awesome. Just allow yourself to feel this. Allow yourself to feel this energy filling your cells, flowing around you. This is divine love force. This is love force. This is source, the energy of source, the cosmic, universal, creative force. And this is what it feels like. It's amazing. You feel beyond words incredible. Just allow yourself to feel it. It feels so yummy. Ooh, almost so good it tickles. It's just so yummy. Now, come back with your awareness and look at this space. Look at this magnificent field of consciousness, this field of divine crystalline white light. You know, you just innately know that this is not light per se. This is consciousness. This is conscious. And it's showing up because it's such a high, pure vibration and frequency as this divine crystalline light. And you can see that everything exists here. Everything is here. The possibility of everything is here. The expression of everything is here. And the dissolving back of everything into the field of divine crystalline white light is also here. So what we have is the idea, the birth, the life, and the death of all that has ever been and ever will be, right here. And you are immersed in it. And as you look to see where you are in relation to it, and you look at you, you can't see you because you are no longer the form. And as you experience this, you're a little surprised to see that you no longer exist as this concept, an entity that you thought of as you, your identity. And suddenly you realize that you know a lot more than you knew before, ordinarily. A lot more than you ordinarily know. You have a knowing of all that is. You have a knowing. You know all that has ever been and all that will be. And if you desire, you can allow yourself to feel that knowing and feel the very first divine spark of consciousness and the expansion of that spark and the continued expansion of that divine spark into all that has ever been and will be. And now we want you to notice how amazingly incredible you feel. The energy that you are, the frequency that you are vibrating at is so high, you feel so vast, and you feel like you could just explode with joy. Except you have no form. You're all of it. Now, within this powerful field of consciousness, this love force, we want to create. So we are going to have some fun. We're going to create. So we want you to decide, what would you like to create? We would like you to keep it simple, like create a flower, create a tree. We don't want you to create a person. You could, but it's a little more complex. The energy is more complex. We want to have something simple. You can create. You could also create a planet, but again, that's a little more complex. So let's create a flower. That's beautiful, beautiful energy, conscious energy. Flowers do so much. They are the birth. They are the generators, we would say, of the next generations. So we would like to create a flower, have you create a flower. So as you are feeling yourself filled with this energy, being this creative love force, and the edges of you and the edges of this field, there are none. You are just the field. We want you to think of, focus, feel the energy of a flower. So that means we want you to feel how you feel when you see a beautiful flower. So we want you to bring the energy that you associate with a flower into your field, your conscious field of energy now. So just do that. Okay. Now, as you're feeling this flower energy, the flowerness of this flower, we want you to just send that energy outward into the field. Just send it outward, the flower energy. And see what you see. Do you see the energy taking the shape of a flower? Do you see the spark of the light coming up out of the field and taking this, which you would consider a flower form? Do you see the energy shifting, melting, almost coming alive in front of you? That is creation. That is it. And out of that creation, all the rest comes into being. So we want you to experience the energy of your creation and appreciate it. Appreciating your creation is a very powerful thing to do. We want you to appreciate the powerful creative force that you are. This love force that you are, that loves things into being. Not loves like you use in your common earth language. Loves in the language of creation. So notice you are filled with this joyful, just yummy energy and feeling. And the energy within your solar plexus and your heart is so amazingly big that you just can't help but just smile. You're filled with this creative light, this white, divine, crystalline light, the light of the love force. And just allow yourself to just breathe in some deep breaths of this magnificent field of light. Just breathe it in to where you think that you are within the field. Good. Because now we're going to be stepping back and journeying back into your expression in this life. And that is your life in form on the planet Earth. You are still always this field, this creative force, and this field of brilliant, divine, crystalline white light. Even as you are experiencing yourself in your human body and human form on the physical planet or the planet you experience as a physical Earth. You're still all this. You never stop being this. And you never stop creating. You just don't create consciously with deliberation. That's going to change. You're going to now be conscious and create deliberately and consciously with awareness. All right, so feel your energy coming back, down through that gorgeous beam of divine white crystalline light. Just feel your consciousness coming in, flowing back, down that beam, all the way back down that beam. You can see your beautiful body form there, and your consciousness is flowing back all the way down that beam, right into the solar plexus area within that gorgeous body form that you consider to be you. Breathe yourself and that energy into every space within your body. Just feel that divine white crystalline light expanding into every cell, filling every corner of your body. Perfect. Now travel up, a beam of light, back up into your conscious mind. And travel back into the area right behind your eyes. Just feel your consciousness there with your eyes closed. Just feel yourself sitting there. Beautiful. Great. Now we're going to count you into we would say, a more regular state of consciousness and awareness that you normally are in. We're going to come up from this deep, relaxed state. And we're going to count from 1 to 7. When we reach 7, we will then ask you to open your eyes. So we will start with 1. 2. You're feeling yourself within your body more and more. 3. You can feel the various organs functioning within your body. 4. More and more present within your body. You're aware of the feeling of the edges of your body. 5. You can feel that body form. You can feel it with 6, the weight of the body pressing upon the surface you are sitting or lying on. And 7, you are fully aware and now fully grounded within your body and grounded on the planet Earth. You are wiggle your fingers. You can wiggle your toes. Your consciousness and your energy is back in your body. And bring your awareness to the space behind your eyes and open your eyes, blink, 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 and look around. It will probably look different than it was. You're in a different space because you came from a different place. It looks the same. The things are there that were there, but there's something different. Energetically, it's different. So, shake yourself out. Continue to enjoy looking around your space. It may be looking like a wonderland to you. Maybe feeling really amazing. It may be really not that much different. But whatever it is, it's your experience. Enjoy it. You'll see if Alara has traveled back. Alara, are you there?
Yes. I'm slowly coming back.
Oh, good. Oh, we think we kept the timing pretty good. Oh, that's amazing. Since we have no concept of time at all. We just looked at the clock. Yeah. No concept. We have not one iota of a concept of time.
Yeah.
And it's it's challenging for us to try to construct our energy to fit into your construct of time. So how was that for you?
Yeah, really nice, really expansive, really, I didn't want to really come back from that space, you know, so of course, it was beautiful. You know, like Destiny says, thank you, Amy, thank you, Collective. That was awesome. Everything was so vivid and real. I totally enjoyed that journey.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was magical. I think Carolyn is saying the same thing. She's nodding and feeling, you know, happy and joyful.
Oh, good.
Yeah, exactly. So it was very, very nice. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, good. So everyone feels amazing, and everyone got to see the process of creation with this magnificent energy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wonder what else is possible. What else can we, you know, play with in this energy to create, right?
Anything.
That's what it's about.
Anything. It's unlimited possibility. This is a field of unlimited possibility. It's a creative field. It's like you got a giant blob of clay, and you're a sculptor. And that giant blob of clay, you can make it into anything. You can create anything. You're not limited.
Yeah, it was very nice.
You can even create many things.
And that's the thing with life, you can create anything, right? So it's like that energy of possibility, it's available to us.
Yes. Yeah,
so awesome. Thank you.
We want everyone to remember that you have access to this unlimited field, that you actually are the unlimited field. You are very much it. You blend right into it. There's no distinction between you and the unlimited field of light, this love force field, creative field. The only reason you feel a distinction is because you have come to experience the dimensional living in form on this planet. So you couldn't do that if you walked around all the time being a field of light, an infinite field of light. I mean, you couldn't experience the joys, the ups and downs, the experiences of being in form on a planet if you walked around being an infinite field of light, could you? You couldn't.
Right.
So, when you come here to experience this, you, quote, separate yourself, but really you're not, from the field of light, this gorgeous light field, this creative field of everything that you are. So you can enjoy yourself as a concept of an individual being, a form. And that's what you're all doing.
Mm-hmm.
So when things get heavy, when things look like they're not going in a way that you want them to go, and it seems like there's nowhere to turn, it seems like there's no way out, and you just don't know what to do, well, that's when it's time to remind yourself, to remember that you are the unlimited, creative field of divine crystalline light. You are the field that sources everything and has always sourced everything. You were around in the very beginning, but there really was not a, quote, beginning the way you think of a beginning. And you will be around for all infinite time. You are a field of light. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It only changes form and vibration. So you change your vibration, which changes your form, changes your experience, and you experience a bunch of things. So you know what this means, too. It means that you are everybody, everyone, and everything. And everything is you.
Right. Yeah.
There's only one experiencing itself as many, and you are it. So, limitations? No. There are no limitations. If you can create this, the experience that you are having on the planet Earth, in the body that you have created, you think that you have limitations? No.
No.
No limitations. True. That's your mind. And when it tells you, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you, mind. You can take a little break now. Just remember those words. They're powerful words. And when you say thank you for sharing to your mind, you will be stunned by what happens.
Yeah.
Enjoy the silence that follows.
I love that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Yeah.
So we want to
really
thank
powerful.
you for having us and allowing us to love everybody, speak to everybody, and bring everybody into this realization and experience of who and what they are. More what than who.
Awesome. Thank you.
So now
you
know
wonderful.
what to do with the next 4 months.
Yes.
And you know how to do it. And if you don't remember, listen to the replay.
Exactly. Listen to it, watch it again, definitely. But yes, the processes are there and we can create and we can change what we're tuning into. So, the frequency that we're tuning into. I keep saying tuning into. Yeah.
And tuning in to something will turn into something. So both words work.
Exactly. Yeah.
And since you are the field of creation of all that is, you are turning into something. Everything is an aspect of you.
Awesome.
Words can be a bit confusing.
I know, right? But
that's why experience is so much better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Experience life, experience frequency, experience vibration, experience creation.
Yeah. We're going to bring Amy back so she can say goodbye. She gets annoyed with us if we don't let her come back and speak to everyone. So
thank you so much.
We love you, everybody, and we are just overjoyed with the opportunity to have shared with you for this time. We will see you soon. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. We will bring Amy back. Hello.
Hey. Hi, Amy. Welcome back.
Oh, no. Oh.
That was great. That was wonderful.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I feel so good.
Yeah.
It's like I only got bits and little spots of what they said. I'm like trying to like remember, and not really, but I felt the great energy.
Yeah.
And it feels so good. Whew. So
yeah.
I guess it was a successful call.
Of course it was. Always. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
Good. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that showed up and everybody who's going to listen to and listening to the replay. And just thank you for being willing and big enough to own what you are.
Wow, that's powerful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo.
Absolutely.
I know. I'm like, I can't. I have a giant grin on my face. It hurts. You know how it hurts when you smile so big? Woo.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that was beautiful. Wonderful energy. Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful process. Wonderful creation. Yeah. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. And thank you for having me. And I love you, everybody. Go out, be big, be what you are, and just create.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, definitely go out and create. There's no limitations, you know? So thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings. Bye for now.